Hi everybody, this is Lisa and it's noon Pacific time and ready to start another verbling class. This class is going to be a reading class and the topic actually is going to be business English. So I selected an article from the New York Times business pages today on their online website. From the New York Times business and so I'm going to just wait here for a little bit while people start coming in. The way it works. Maria, I think you might have the thing going. Sometimes if you also have the verbling page open when the Google Hangouts opens, it replays the video that's being recorded right now, so then we hear it. So you have to make sure you stop that video from playing either by closing the verbling page or just clicking stop on that. So have some familiar faces here. So welcome Mohammed, Imad, Maria, and Mustafa's joining us. Welcome everybody. I'm going to just let people know how the verbling classes work. We have lots of new people finding out about verbling every day and trying out the classes. So the way the verbling classes work is that you can go to the live classes page on verbling and you will be able to see the listing of all the teachers who are teaching the classes. Usually there is at least one class per hour, every hour. And sometimes there are 2 classes now being offered. The verbling classes are free, but the only tricky part is that you have to show up right on time, because a lot of times they fill up pretty quickly because we are limited to only 9 students in the Google Hangout area here where we are. So if you come a little late, sometimes the class is already full and you will see that it says class is full. But sometimes people have to leave early or they lose their internet connection, and so sometimes while the class is going you may see the green join class button again, and then you can come in. So that happens sometimes. If you want to stick around, you can also just watch. If you do not want to speak or read out loud, you can follow along, because I am going to give the link to everybody. It's right here, and if people want to go, they can start already seeing the selection that we're going to read together today. And as I mentioned, it's a business English topic, so sometimes I do conversational classes. Last night we talked about the Super Bowl. Sometimes I do reading classes on different topics. Sometimes they are more academic English, and sometimes I like to do business English where you might come across specific vocabulary words that you would find in business situations. Like today we're going to be talking about managing sales representatives. So if that's something that's of interest to you, maybe you will be needing to learn or use, I should say, English in your business, and working with other colleagues or other companies, you may be interested in this type of specialized vocabulary. Not everybody needs to know it or practice it, but specifically if you are going to be using English in a business situation, it's a good idea to have some knowledge of these types of words. Okay, I think we're going to start now. If it looks like there's quite a few people watching, if you want to join, I think there might be one or two more places left, so click on the green join class button and we will get started. If you come a little bit later, we will welcome you in and you can start reading as well. The way I do the reading classes is that I will put the article up here in the screen share so that everybody who's watching can read along, and then also I gave the link, and that's a Google Doc, and so I see that there's 15 people looking at it already, so that's great, and we're ready to go. I'm going to introduce myself first, and then I will ask you to introduce yourself, and then also tell us your name what country you're from, and then what are you in business, in a line of business? Where do you work? Are you studying? What are you studying? Tell us what you do for work, or if you're a student, what do you study? Okay, I'm going to start over here, or let me start with myself, I said. I'm Lisa. I do this a lot, so I get tired of introducing myself sometimes. But for people who don't know me yet, I am Lisa, and I live in Washington State in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. And I teach for Burbling. I also own a coffee shop, and I also teach English online and make podcasts and things for English learners. So that's a little bit about what I do. So I'm very familiar with business and paying taxes and running a business and all that type of stuff. So it's interesting to me. Okay, I also used to be a teacher. Before I had kids, I was an elementary school teacher. I taught in California, and I taught all people from everywhere because we had a lot of students from Asia and from Mexico, from Russia, people who were moving to the United States for various reasons. So I was a teacher before I had kids. Okay. Hi, Abdallah. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
Yes, I'm Abdullah from Egypt. I study pharmacy, and I am on vacation, as you know. So we have a supermarket, but wholesale market. I work in it in my spare time, helping my brother and.
I think I hear a little bit of background noise. I'm not sure. Could you speak a little bit louder? Because I didn't hear you. Did you say that you're working or just studying?
I study in pharmacy,
Yeah,
but we have a supermarket, but not. But it's a wholesale market.
I see.
I help my brother in it.
Oh, okay. So
yes.
your family has a supermarket.
Yes.
I see, and you work there sometimes to help your brother.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I got it. All right. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay, great. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, Andro, are you there?
So I'd like to introduce myself. Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Andrew. I am from Egypt, and I work in the field. I can speak English, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Hebrew, and Arabic language.
Wow. You've been busy.
No.
You've been busy learning.
Yes, because I like to learn languages. I like to learn language, especially Spanish language, because language is a wonderful language. And also the is Spanish, not Spanish language, and also Mexican people, because Mexican people are very kindly, are very intelligent.
Mm-hmm. So Andro,
I work in.
Okay. You work in what?
Yeah, in tourism fields.
Oh, okay.
I was a tour leader. I was a tour leader or a field coordinator for all of these languages. But now I'm working in a power station as a translator from Italian to Arabic.
Oh, okay. And I missed when you first started talking. What country are you from? Where are you from? What country do you live in?
I'm from Egypt.
Oh, okay. The microphone is going out a little bit for me, so sometimes I don't hear you.
I'm Egypt.
Okay. Sometimes it helps the internet connection if you turn off your camera. Sometimes that helps the microphone sound better. If you want to try that.
Okay. Have you been in Egypt? Have you been in Egypt, Miss Lisa?
No, I never have been in Egypt. No, but I'm meeting so many people from the Arabic countries that I hope to be able to go traveling there someday. When my kids are a little bit older, I will go traveling again.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you enjoy.
Yeah. Well, there's lots to see there. Okay, great. Bozy, is that your name? Are you there? I don't know. Okay, Mad, how are you?
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Very nice. I'm Ahmed. I'm from Syria. I used to work as a medical engineer, and I was working. I have in Syria. I had my own office, and I have my own work. And but temporarily, I'm now in Egypt, trapped here in Egypt. So I'm not working right now. But maybe in the few next months, I will be able to get back, start my
Mm,
work again.
okay, yeah, great, wonderful. Thank you. I hope you get to go back. Ismail, are you there?
Yes, hi Lisa, I am here.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks. And you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hello everybody, I am Ismail from Turkey, Ankara. I am a public servant. I
Okay,
try to improve my English level of speaking and writing, and that's why I am here.
great. Well, welcome again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jose Luis, are you there? Hi.
Yes.
Jose
Hi.
Luis.
Hello. How
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm from Spain. I work as a accountant, and yes.
Okay. How's the work in Spain? Do you have plenty of work?
No, it's awful. There is a big crisis here, a
Yeah.
financial crisis. In fact, I work partial time.
Mm. Yes, I haven't read about it lately, but I know that it has been very bad. Lots of unemployment right now
It's
in Spain.
it's over 25% of
Wow.
unemployment here.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's terrific.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Terrible.
Terrible, terrible.
Yeah,
Sorry.
terrible.
Terrible,
Yes.
terrible.
Okay, wonderful. Maria, how are you today?
Yes, hello, I'm doing well. Yes, I live in Sweden and I work with the various things. I run a small business myself. That's why I'm interested in this topic. And I also have part-time job.
Okay. In what field?
Marketing.
Oh,
And for my business, I do graphic design.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
So you're on the computer a lot.
Yes.
I think there are lots of people on Verbling who are on the computer a lot. Lots of IT professionals and people who work with computers. Okay. Sarah, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. And you?
Good, thanks.
So, I'm Sarah, I'm from Tunisia, and I work as a teacher. I teach at a private university. I teach ESP, it's an abbreviation of English for specific purposes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm new in this field, so I'm here to learn more.
Great. Okay. Well, welcome again. Enrique, I have been muting your microphone because I hear a little bit of noise in the background when you turn it on. But go ahead and turn it on and introduce yourself. Tell us what country you're from and what do you do for work?
Okay, I'm from Colombia now. I'm an industrial engineer, and now I'm an unemployed person.
Okay. Is
That's
there
it.
is there a lot of unemployment in Colombia right now too?
Yes, it's almost 10% in the whole country.
Uh-huh. Yeah. In lots of countries it's like that, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me good?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna go back over here to Bazi or Katal. I didn't know how to say it. Hi. How do you say your name?
Hi. Pussy.
Bosi?
Yes.
Okay. All right, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you do and where you're from?
Okay. My name is Pussy. I'm working legal affairs in a port from Egypt.
Oh, I think we have 4
You just
people
did.
from Egypt. Or 4 people in
Yeah.
Egypt, anyways.
I'm surprised.
Okay, Egypt's in the house. All right, good. Okay, so I'm going to start. We're going to read this article here. It would probably be best if everybody mutes themselves and then just unmute yourself when it's your turn to read, because that way it will be quiet and everybody will be able to hear people who are reading. The way I do the reading class is first I read like a paragraph. I usually highlight it like that, and I read it, and then I ask one of the students to read it again. The purpose of this is the first time I'm reading it so that everybody can hear the proper pronunciation of the words from me, an American English speaker. So, and then afterwards you have a chance to practice your reading skills and pronunciation. And if you need help with any of the words, I will help you. And after we read through this whole article, it's not too long, we will come back and then we will go over some vocabulary. I started highlighting or bolding, making it bold, dark black, some of the words that I thought were key words for business especially, and we will talk about them and make sure everybody understands those words and how to use them. And we'll do as much as we can. The hour is already going by quickly, so this class only goes until 1 o'clock. It's 12:17 already. Sometimes it takes a little while to get started. So I'm going to get started here so we can finish this up. And I also try to keep an eye on the Verbling chat, but it gets a little harder for me as I'm doing the class. So if you have any questions and you are in the Hangout, just go ahead and ask. Turn your microphone on and ask. And if you are just listening to the class and watching and reading along, you can type questions in the Verbling chat and either I will see them or somebody else and they can help also. Okay, so here we go. The title is An Owner Gets a Lesson in Managing Sales Reps. Okay, is everybody, first of all, let's just talk about what sales reps are so we have an idea of what we're talking about here. Can somebody volunteer to give me what you think the definition is of sales rep?
Sales representatives.
Yes, and what do they do?
Like a salesman who try to make an advertisement for the products of the company.
Exactly. So if I have a company and let's say that I sell shoes, and I want my shoes to go everywhere around the country, I hire sales reps and I give them an area to go sell to. So maybe I will give them all of San Francisco, maybe. That's a city in California. And maybe there are 50 stores that they will go to and try to sell my shoes. And then I might have more sales reps in New York and other places that will try to sell my shoes to their shops so that I can get my shoes into all those different stores. So that's what we're talking about here. Sales reps is short for this right here, sales representative. It's representing your company by in sales. Okay. All right, I'll read the first paragraph and then I'll have Sarah read it after me. At the last meeting of the She Owns It business group, Beth Shaw, founder of Yoga Fit, wondered why her recently hired sales representative was not meeting expectations. As that conversation continued, Ms. Shaw came to see the importance of a good customer relations management system. She also considered putting role-playing exercises in place for her sales representatives and setting clear goals for them from day one. Okay, Sarah, would you read that, please?
Okay. At the last meeting of the She Owns It business group, Beth Shaw, founder of Yoga Fit, wondered why her recently hired sales representative was not meeting expectations. As that conversation continued, Ms. Shaw came to see the importance of a good customer relations management system. She also considered putting role-playing exercises in place for her sales representatives and setting clear goals for them from day one.
Good. Next paragraph. During the same meeting, Susan Parker, who owns the dressmaker Barry J., talked about her company's approach to sales. She uses independent contractors who are paid on commission. They represent other brands as well and travel from store to store. Additionally, Barry J. has one salaried sales manager on the staff to oversee them. Okay, Maria?
Yes. During the same meeting, Susan Parker, who owns the dressmaker Barry J., talked about her company's approach to sales. She uses independent contractors who are paid on commission. They represent other brands as well and travel from store to store. Additionally, Barry J. has one salaried sales manager on the staff to oversee them.
Good. Ms. Shaw asked Ms. Parker if she offered any sales incentives to her customer service people. No, Ms. Parker said, although she does give year-end bonuses when the company does well, and she also offers profit sharing. When you offer them a carrot, then they try to sabotage your roadmen to get those accounts themselves, she said. For example, someone in customer service might report that a certain bridal shop had called complaining about its sales representative. Seeing an opportunity, that person might then offer to handle the account. Okay, Jose Luis?
Mrs. Shaw asked Mrs. Parker if she offered any sales incentives to her customer service people. No, Mrs. Parker said, although she does give year-end bonuses when the company does well, and she also offers profit sharing. When you offer them a carrot, then they try to sabotage your roadmen to get those accounts themselves, she said. For example, someone in customer service might report that a certain bridal shop had called complaining about its sales representative. Seeing an opportunity, that person might then offer to handle the account.
Only one thing I wanted to mention here, right here where it says, we say this, Ms. And I wrote it in the chat if you want to look. Ms. is what people use when they don't want you to know if the person is married or not. And Mrs. is MRS. And that tells you that that person is married. So a lot of times these days women use Ms. because they don't necessarily want you to judge them based on if they are married or not. And so you just said Mrs., but it's Ms. Okay? That's a little different. Okay, I'm going to read these two here, and then I will have Ismael read them. Okay, the other thing they do is then they stop paying attention to some accounts because they don't see a big commission opportunity, said Deidre Lord, who owns the Megawatt Hour. Ms. Shaw asked Ms. Parker how she knew her shared sales representatives were out there actually trying to sell Barry J. Okay, Ismael?
Yes. The other thing they do is then they stop paying attention to some accounts because they don't see a big commission opportunity, said their Lord, who owns the Megawatt Hour. Miss Shaw asked Miss Parker how she knew her shared sales representatives were out there actually trying to sell Barry J.
Okay, good. That is where her phenomenal sales manager comes in, Ms. Parker said. He was previously Barry J's sales representative for the Northeast region. He retired from that role. He is in his 70s and sold Barry J for some 40 years, and Ms. Parker created the sales manager position for him in September. Good idea, Ms. Lord said. Okay, so why don't you read all of that in Enrique? I think your microphone is turned off. Turn your microphone on. Yes. Okay.
Okay. That is where her phenomenal sales manager comes in, Miss Parker said. He was previously Barry J's sales representative for the Northeast region. He retired from that role. He is in his 70s and sold Barry J for some 40 years. And Miss Parker created the sales manager position for him in September. Good idea, Miss Lord said.
Good. Initially, Ms. Parker said she wondered whether she needed him. She now says hiring him was the best thing we've ever done. He keeps the sales reps honest, she said, because they can't argue with him. Okay, Ahmad?
Yeah. Initially, Miss Barker said she wondered whether she needed him. She now says hiring him was the best thing we've ever done. He keeps the sales reps honest, she said, because they can't argue with him.
Good. For example, Ms. Parker thought one particular rep had a great year because his sales were up 15%. Her sales manager helped her put things into perspective. He's like, Susan, he has like 100 and something stores. He physically set foot in 30-something of them, she said. Those few stores were already Barry J customers. The others represent a huge missed opportunity. It's been a big learning curve for me, she said. Okay, Boshi? Boshi, are you there? Okay, you want to read? I don't hear. I can hear your microphone. I don't hear you talking, though.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. For example, Mr. Parker thought one particular rep had a great year because his sales were up 15%. Her sales manager helped her put things into
Perspective. Uh-oh. What happened to your microphone?
and 13 something of them.
What happened to your microphone?
What?
It sounds like we're having a little trouble with a delay or something with your microphone. Okay. Huh. Okay, try it again. Unmute your microphone and try again. Yeah, it's not working very good. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, Andro, how about you read that paragraph for us while she fixes her microphone? And you need to turn on your microphone, Andro. No, I don't hear anything from you, Andro. Okay, let's see. I don't hear Andro, and Bosi, I'm having difficulty with your microphone. It's creating a lot of noise. So I'm going to go to Abdallah and see if you guys can figure out your microphone issues. Okay, Abdallah, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, read that, please.
For example, Mrs. Barker thought one particular rep had a great year because his sales were up 15%. Her sales manager helped her put things into perspective. He's like Suzanne, he has like 100 and something stores. He physically set foot in 30 something of them. She said those few stores were already Barry J customers. Those represent a huge missed opportunity.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. It's been Yes, let's see. It's difficult to see this.
Yeah, it's been a
Yes, it's been a big learning curve for me, she said.
okay. Yeah, your microphone was a little bit hard for me to understand too. I don't know why the microphones are messed up today. I don't know why that is. Okay, here I'll keep reading. Ms. Parker, sorry, I'm just highlighting it. Ms. Parker said her sales manager knew every angle. When he saw frequent orders for 8 dresses, he began asking the reps why they were not pushing for larger orders. Stores that sell Barry J dresses get volume discounts. If you buy 12, you get 40%. 18, you get 45%, she said. You buy the whole line, you get 50% off. And the more dresses the sales reps put in a store, the more money they make. Still, they were not rising to the occasion. The manager wound up calling the stores himself. He learned from the thankful owners that they had not even been told about the discounts. Okay, let's see. Andrew, did you get your microphone to work? If you want to check to see if you're muted, just go click on your picture on the Google Hangout, and then you'll see a microphone. And if it's red, then you're muted, and you have to click on the microphone by your name, because I can't hear you. Okay. Sarah, how about you read while we're working on the microphone issue still?
Okay. Ms. Parker said her sales manager knew every angle. When he saw frequent orders for 8 dresses, he began asking the reps why they were not pushing for larger orders. Stores that sell Barry J dresses get volume discounts. If you buy 12, you get 40%. 8, you get 45%, she said. You buy the whole line, you get 50% off. And the more dresses the sales reps put in the store, the more money they make. Still, they were not rising to the occasion. The manager wound up calling the stores himself. He learned from the thankful owner that they had not even been told about the discounts.
Good. So he's kind of doing their job for them, Miss Shaw said. Ms. Parker acknowledged that Barry J needed to do some house cleaning. She let one sales rep go, but her sales manager does not recommend getting rid of everyone at once. We kind of have to focus on one territory at a time, she said. Okay, Maria, you want to finish that up for us?
Yes, please. So he's kind of doing their job for them, Miss Shaw said. Miss Parker acknowledged that Barry J needed to do some house cleaning. She let one sales rep go, but her sales manager does not recommend getting rid of everyone at once. We kind of have to focus on one territory at a time, she said.
Okay, good. So let's go back to the top now, and let's see if we can make sure that everybody understands what these different words mean. So let's see. So I'll start from the beginning paragraph again. So they're talking about this business group that they have for, it sounds like for women entrepreneurs, so women who own their own businesses, and they come together to help each other out is what it sounds like. So it's a business group. And so it says at the last meeting of the She Owns It business group, Beth Shaw, founder of Yoga Fit. So the first one there is what is a founder? What does a founder do? Jose Luis?
Founder.
Yeah. She's the founder of Yoga Fit. What do you think she did? What's a founder do?
She's the one who creates the business, who started the business.
Yes, exactly. So that's
the owner.
Uh-huh.
Business. Yeah.
That's right. Good. So the founder is somebody who starts a new business. They are the ones who create the business and oftentimes own it. Sometimes later they sell it. But whenever you're speaking to the founder of a business or an organization, They are the main person who got the idea together and started something. Okay, so the founder of Yoga Fit wondered why her recently hired sales representative was not meeting expectations. So we already talked about what a sales representative does. What would it mean that she's not meeting expectations? Ismail, would you explain that to us? Do you know?
Yes, Lisa.
What does it mean to not meet expectations?
The recently hired sales representative was not
Not meeting expectations. What does that mean? Do you know?
It is not good for the job.
Right.
Or
Okay. So another way that you want to, did you want to say, Maria?
Sorry?
Did you? I wasn't sure if I heard you or Sarah.
Successful, Lisa.
Yeah, right. Not being successful, and the expectations. What is an expectation?
Anticipation.
What we are waiting from them.
Yes, what we want them to do, what we hope they will be able to do. Yes. So if you are a business person, you probably have expectations of your employees. I can hear you now, Andro.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
okay.
I can. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Very well. Thank goodness.
Okay, good. Okay, so yes, her employee, the sales rep, was not meeting expectations. As that conversation continued, Ms. Shaw came to see the importance of a good customer relations management system. Okay, Enrique, what do you understand by a good customer relations management system? Do you understand that?
Yes.
What would that be?
Something like if I'm a sales representative, if I want to fulfill my goals, I must have a very good relation with my customers. If I don't, it is probably that I won't have businesses with my customers. So this is a commercial relation with my customers, something like this.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Are you still hearing the background noise?
No, I don't anymore. No.
Oh, okay.
Except for a car just went by, maybe or something. Okay. Yes. So basically, any type of customer relations management system is some type of something you have in place. So a system, maybe it's something that you have over the internet with your customers. Some way that you communicate with them regularly so that you are helping them get your goods. So if you're, my example was shoes. If you're trying to sell shoes, it's a good idea to have a good customer relations management system in place so that all of your sales representatives know how to communicate and relate to the customers, the stores that are going to sell your shoes. And Sammy, who's in the Verbling chat, gave us the abbreviation, which is CRM. So if you ever type in Google CRM, you'll see lots and lots of different software that people use to track customers and track all kinds of information about them so that you can have a good relationship with them. Okay? She also considered putting role-playing exercises in place for her sales representatives and setting clear goals for them from day one. So, Sarah, what does it mean to set clear goals for your sales reps? What would that mean?
It means that they made something like a list, and they had like written the goals that they want to achieve from the first day of work.
Yes. Right. So from day one means from the very beginning that you hire somebody, that's part of your training, is you help to train them how to set clear goals. Can somebody give me an example what a goal might be for a sales representative? Imad, you want to give us an example? What would a goal be for a sales rep?
Yeah.
I heard about targets. For example, I am a sales representative for your products. Then
Uh-huh.
you tell me that you should go for example, part of California,
Uh-huh.
and I supposed to buy 40% of your products, or for example, a dozen of your products.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my goal, and my goal is to reach, for example, two dozens a week.
Right.
Then I have to work on it.
Uh-huh. Great. Yeah, so a clear goal might be a certain number of sales that you want to make every week or every month, or it could also be something like how many new stores you contact each day, something like that. Something that is what we call concrete, something that is very clear that you can do. Okay, good. So during the same meeting, Susan Parker, who owns the dressmaker, Barry J., talked about her company's approach to sales. So who can explain to me what that might mean? Somebody's approach to sales. What does it mean? Maria, do you understand that? Approach?
Let me see. The company's approach to sales, it means the company's not opinion, I don't know. Their
Sales style, maybe.
Methods, maybe.
Methods. Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
methods
Methods.
Or way.
Sales
Yeah.
politics.
Way of saying.
Uh-huh. Those are good words that mean similar thing. Yes. So your approach to something is the way that you do it. So the way, the techniques, the strategies, the things like that. So maybe your company's approach to sales is you have to dress very nicely. You have to use a certain language with your customers. You must always carry, I don't know, samples of the dresses or something like that. So maybe you don't. Some people want to have a more personal approach, for example. So you would your sales reps actually have to go to the stores and meet people in person and talk to them. And other people, they have a different approach. Maybe they use the internet more, or emails, or phones, that kind of thing. Okay? So your approach is how you do something. All right. She uses independent contractors who are paid on commission. So, Maria, are you considered an independent contractor when you do your graphic design?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
And how about you, Jose Luis? As an accountant, do you work for yourself, or do you work with or for a company? I think your microphone might be muted. Check your mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
I work for a company, so I'm not an independent contractor.
Okay, right. So an independent contractor, for example, I'm a teacher for Verbling, but I'm an independent contractor, so I don't actually work for Verbling. All of us are considered independent contractors, so we work for a certain amount of hours and then we get paid that way. Okay? What does it mean to get paid on commission? If somebody pays you on commission, how do you get paid? Anybody know?
In relation to how many sales you do.
Right. Ismail, did you want to say something?
You get an amount of percent from sales, Lisa,
Yes.
I think.
Exactly. So for example, I get a certain amount of money every hour when I teach a Verbling class. But if I was doing it on commission, maybe they would say for every student who comes to your class, you get $1 or $5 or something. So that would be on commission. So it's equal to, or it has to do with your sales, related to how many sales you have. If you don't have any sales, you don't get paid. So some people like to work on commission. What do you think the advantages are of working on commission, and what might be the disadvantage? Abdallah, what would be an advantage of being on commission?
If he is clever, he will get a lot of money. But if he's
Right.
lazy or stupid
Right.
or can't manage
Yeah.
There's
his
no cap, right?
relationship,
Yeah, Maria.
Thank you. So,
There's no cap, or how do you say, for how much money they can make, or how
There,
many sales they can do.
exactly. There's no limit. So
Okay.
if you are considered a very aggressive and like, although I said clever or maybe very successful, you might be able to make a lot more money than your friend who does the same thing but doesn't make very many sales. Okay, but the disadvantage of that might be what? Sarah, what would be the disadvantage?
I don't know. I was thinking about the benefits.
Oh. Does anybody have an idea of what would be a disadvantage?
Yeah, if you don't make any sales.
Maybe crushing small businesses.
Yeah.
It may be very difficult for you to work for free. For example, if you are making a commercial for example for products which is totally fail or nothing,
Right.
then it's my problem. Not always my problem. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you're working for a company whose products aren't very good, for example, or maybe sometimes some people are selling products and then it comes out in the news that the company did something wrong or bad, and so now people don't want to buy those products anymore, and so all of a sudden now you're not making very much money because nobody wants to buy your products. So you might be working a lot, trying hard, but there are other factors. Other factors are involved that make it difficult for you to make sales. So that might be a disadvantage. Excuse me. But here we have the next one is they represent other brands as well and travel from store to store. So they're selling lots of things. But here it says additionally, Barry J has one salaried sales manager on the staff to oversee them. So what is it, a salaried employee? What does that mean?
employed with salary.
Yeah, what's a salary?
It's
Money.
amount of payoff money that you get it in every month or on a certain period.
Yes, certain period maybe. It could be usually for a big company. It's every month, and it's actually a set. So you have like a set payment. So for example, fixed. Like maybe every month you know you're going to get $3,000. That's your salary. So you can count on it, and you can figure out how to pay your bills and stuff. So she only has one salaried sales manager. The rest of the people are independent contractors, and also they work on commission. So they only make money if they make money for her. All right, so that's how she works that. All right, let's see here. Ms. Shaw asked Ms. Parker if she offered any sales incentives to her customer service people. No, Ms. Parker said, although she does give year-end bonuses. Okay, what would an incentive be? What is an incentive?
additional money.
Could be. Mm-hmm.
Additional money for getting a high target or high number of sales.
Yeah.
Advantages, perhaps.
Yes.
Technique of motivation.
Right. So an incentive is something that might motivate somebody to do something. So in this case, you guys
Encourage you to work.
Yes. To encourage you to work, to sell more. So it could be, it might be more money, it might be vacations, it might be free food, anything. I don't know if you know very much about companies like Amazon or Google or Microsoft, but here in the United States at their offices, they provide lots of free food and games and things like that. So, for example, they have refrigerators full of Pepsi and Coke and other sodas and candy and stuff like that. And so that's kind of an incentive that they use to keep their software engineers going throughout the day, so that if they get tired, they get up and they can go get themselves free candy or free drinks or stuff like that. So those are considered incentives. What would be an example of a year-end bonus that somebody might give to their sales rep? Anybody want to make a guess or what?
Double salary.
Oh, nice. That would be great, huh?
Maybe a trip.
A trip, yeah, maybe a trip. Uh-huh. Has anybody ever got a year-end bonus from their company?
Yes.
What did you get?
When I used to work in my last job, I used to receive end-year bonuses, but in money, depending on the figures.
Yes.
They
Okay.
establish some figures to fulfill, and if you fulfill the figures, you will receive an amount of money, depending on your salary, on your
Right.
wages.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the most typical, the most usual probably, is to get some kind of money, depending on how much money your company made. So, for example, I have a friend here who works at the local food co-op, which is a grocery store, and every year the employees get a year-end bonus, but it depends on how long you've worked there, how many hours you work, and all that. So it's different for every employee, not the same. Okay? So she also says that when the company does, so they get the year-end bonuses when the company does well, and she also offers profit sharing. So this is another common way that companies try to motivate people to help them make more money, is to share their profits. So Sarah, what would that look like, sharing profits? What is a profit?
It's like giving them some of the gains
Yes.
of the company.
Yeah. So the profits are what is beyond after you pay for expenses and all of that. It's what you have left over. So you make a profit. So hopefully you are making a profit. Otherwise, it's not doing very well. Okay. So then there's here when you offer them a carrot. So in English, we say this word and we use it to mean something specific. Does anybody understand what that means when you offer them a carrot? Jose Luis, does that make sense to you when you offer them a carrot? What would that mean?
A carrot, maybe.
Like if you have a mule and give him a carrot,
To motivate
you're encouraging
a person.
Uh-huh. Is that what you were going to say, Jose? Jose Luis?
It's an incentive.
Yes, exactly. So it's an incentive. Sometimes you also hear about a stick. That is like a punishment. So we talk about carrots and sticks sometimes. Yes, Maria said that too. All right, so but then they try to sabotage your roadman to get those accounts themselves, she said. So what is she describing in this part? What is she saying about what can happen with some sales reps? What do they do if you sometimes try to give them incentives? What will they do?
Can I say something?
Yes, Enrique?
In my country, for example, is when you say, if you give the finger, they take your whole arm, something like this.
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
If you give an inch, they take a mile. That's what we say. If you give an inch, they take
yeah, I wanted
a
to
mile.
understand the paragraph, and I thought that it was like this.
Exactly. Yes. So sometimes you try to tell people, okay, well, you do this, I'll give you this, but then they take advantage and they don't do what you thought they were going to do. They sabotage your plan here. So
I don't get this quote.
Okay.
Why is this word men in the middle of the sentence?
Okay, so they're talking about roadmen is another name for sales reps.
Okay. Okay. Roadman is one word. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So what they're saying is when you offer them a carrot, then they try to sabotage your roadmen to get those accounts themselves. So for example, if you're a customer service person and you work in the office, let's say, and somebody calls you up and says, "Hey, your sales rep isn't a very good person. They said I was going to get, these amount of dresses and they came late," and whatever, they're complaining about the sales rep. And so then instead of telling the sales rep, maybe they come to you and then they try to get that job. They complain, you know what I mean? Like they try to take over that person's job. Yeah. So
something like balancing between punishment and rewards.
Yeah, trying to find some way to work with your employees so that they feel motivated and excited because they're making you money, but they also are going to make some money themselves without trying to make it so that other people can get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's what that word sabotage means, is to try to, when you try to sabotage something, is you try to make it go a different way, and you try to stop it or change it, usually in a not a very nice way. It's not a nice thing to do. Yeah. The other thing they do is then they stop paying attention to some accounts because they don't see a big commission opportunity. So she's saying again, some sales reps, you know, they might just start ignoring one store who doesn't really buy that much, you know, and so they're not very friendly anymore to them because they're not going to make very much money. So if I can only sell 10 dresses to this store and the lady who owns the store, she never buys anything else, then I might not really care to take too much time with her because I'm not going to make very much money if I'm working on commission. So that's what that they're talking about. So these are business owners kind of just talking about what happens with their sales reps, contractors, if they have employees, and so they're trying to help each other find ways to do a better job of managing these people so that they get what they want from them. All right, so let's see. So here we go. Then she starts talking about this guy. He's like over 70, and he's been doing this job for 40 years, and now he's become the sales manager. So you guys probably all know what that means. He is managing the sales representatives. So he's keeping an eye on them. And so that's what he does, is he basically sees things and understands what's going on. And she says that's the best thing we've ever done because he keeps them honest. And so a lot of times, as you guys have probably read about and maybe know from personal experience, when money is involved, some people are not very honest. So it's good to have somebody keeping an eye on other people sometimes. Okay, we only have a couple more minutes here. Let me see if I'm going to go through here. So was there anything else that anybody wanted to ask about? Any vocabulary words that you didn't understand? Any phrasing? Anything like that? It's pretty straightforward from the rest. Okay, she let one sales rep go. So that's a phrasal verb there. What does it mean to let someone go?
Fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
To fire someone.
Fire, or maybe retire by his or her own.
Usually it means to fire them. If you let somebody go, you're going to tell them that you no longer want them to work for you.
How do you say if you decided by your own?
By yourself?
Yes, by yourself. By myself, for example. If I want to decide to go out of a facility, how do you say?
That means you're going to quit.
Okay, quit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if an employee quits, that means they are, or you can say, I'm giving up my job. You're giving up your job. Okay. And then it says here in this very last part, but her sales manager, so that guy, does not recommend getting rid of everyone. So that's another phrasal verb. He doesn't recommend getting rid of everyone at once. So to get rid of someone or something means to, well, in this case, it means to fire them. So he doesn't recommend that she fires all of her sales rep all at once, of course, because then she won't have anybody doing anything for her. But so yeah, so that's another phrase right there, to get rid of someone.
Do you think, Lisa, that a sales representative don't have any job security?
Exactly. So as you can see, sales rep is not probably a very secure type of job. Unless you are just really good. I mean, that guy that they talked about in the above, he did the same job for 40 years. So he was probably a very hardworking person. He was probably very successful. And as long as you're selling, you're making the company money, then they don't have a reason to fire you. So that's pretty much the bottom line, it seems like, in business is if you're making the company money and you're not causing any problems, that's why they hired you. So you'll probably be okay. But if
they only get paid when they sell something, it can't be a good. It can't be a large risk for the company to have them. I mean,
a large risk for the company or for the employee?
For the company, it's no risk. I mean, the company does not have to pay any salary if they don't make any sales.
Yes, but you have to consider that usually the way this works is if I am the owner and I hire you to sell to a certain territory, that's one of the things they talked about.
Okay, yeah, the territories, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you don't make any sales, I might not have to pay you, but I'm also not making any money, so I'm probably going to fire you and hire somebody else because maybe somebody else can do a better job. Okay. So that's why the sales rep, I would say it's probably more risky for the sales rep because they have to perform. They have to go out there. And that's why on the internet these days, sales and marketing is a very big topic. Lots of people are learning how to sell, how to market, how to create websites and sell things. And that's a good skill for business. Yeah. So. Okay, well, great, everybody. This class is over now. I'm glad you guys came and participated. You guys did a really good job at reading and participating and answering the questions. Does anybody have a question before we go? Nope? No. Okay, great.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.